Good morning. Yes, it's Friday and you've come to an end of another week, and you are with George at Growth Point Growing as you're going through life, and trust that you have come through this week thus far victoriously, knowing that God is opening and closing doors all around you, and you are listening to the voice of Holy Spirit, and you're taking your direction from Holy Spirit, who has come to lead us, to dwell with inside of us, again helping us to walk in not our will but in the will of the Father. Today, the open door of faith. How many of you know you need faith? Now, let me tell you, every single day, I need faith. I need God's faith. I need faith to get myself through the day. I need faith at times just to get out of the bed. This old age body doesn't feel as good as what it used to. And let me tell you, those little aches and pains creep up on us. And so we need faith to get us through our day. Balaam means foreigner, a Gentile prophet that worshipped a foreign god of the Ammonites, the Moabites, and the Midianites. So yes, we've been looking at the so-called prophet Balaam, who was again a false prophet, but yet God used him to bless the people of God. Every time Balaam opened his mouth to curse Israel, blessings came forth because God used him to bless and to show Balak and all those around him that God blessed the nation Israel. You see, he had a reputation among his people. Balaam had a reputation among his people that when he cursed people, they were cursed, and when he blessed people, they were blessed. And of course, Balaam ran after a man such as that. He saw the results of this foreign prophet who was a idol worshiper, who was a witch at the end of the day, because he delved into witchcraft to curse people and to bless people. Now, when Balaam required his services, God steps in and instructs him. Listen to this in Numbers 22 verse 12. You shall not go with them. So he was saying to Balaam, listen, this is what I'm going to tell you. I do not want you to go with these people. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed. He knew this, but yet he was driven again by this one thing that he desired. Man, a king has come to him, so he must be famous, and is offering me so much wealth. I can't resist but to go with him. In reading the story, we see that God has the ability to use whoever he desires to use to bless his people. So in his mind, he said, I'm gonna show this king just how good I am at the job I do. But God turned it around. Again, I'm saying to you this, that God can use anybody. If God can use a donkey, he can use you. That was my go-to always through life. Whenever I had to do something for God, I said, God, if you could use a donkey to speak to Balaam, then I know that you can use me to speak to people who need to hear the good news of this, the finished work of the cross of Calvary. Now, in reading the story, we see that God has the ability to use people. Balaam was a man that was driven by wealth, power, and pride. Instead of sending Balak's men away, he invites them to stay. Now, I've said this many times over the years in my ministry. I said this to many people. I said that what you are saved from is just as important as what you are saved into. So that what we come out of is just as important as what we come into, because that what we have been saved into is going to shape our lives. Not so. So every time God warned Balaam, he continued to ignore the warning signs. Even his donkey tried to warn him, but greed and power drove him on. I want you to be careful of men who are greedy for power and wealth. I'm not saying it's wrong to be wealthy. I'm not saying it's wrong for leaders to be blessed. Yes, they need to be blessed over and above. They need the blessings of God. But you know, when we run after that and we miss the call that God has called us to, then that becomes a problem. Life is filled with opportunities that can lead us to blessings or cursings, and we must encounter it through faith, through being led by Holy Spirit. Balaam was a man that put his faith in what he could see, the king's reward. Yet every time he opened his mouth to curse Israel, He blessed him instead. So when you face a wilderness journey, allow faith to lead where man cannot lead. So what am I saying to you on this Friday as we end? I desire you to be led, not by men, but by Holy Spirit. And Holy Spirit will lead you into the blessings of God. Until the next time we meet, you stay strong and stay in being led by Holy Spirit.